Have you ever felt like you are self-sabotaging yourself? Like, it does not matter how much you try to get ahead, try to push through, try to become the highest version of yourself. You just feel like you're falling into a pattern of self-sabotage. Me too. Trust me too. And that's why for the very beginning of January, the very beginning of 2026, we are kicking off this year with not just self-love book club, but this really amazing book by Brianna Wiest called The Mountain Is You: Transforming Self-Sabotage into Self-Mastery. And this is our very first self-love book club read of 2026. And I think this is such an amazing start to our book club, to the 12 books that we are going to read together this year. Every single month on the podcast, on the last Sunday of the month, we will gather here and talk about the book that we read this month and see how we feel, what we learned, all of the things. And I'm so excited to be doing this with you. I think that this is such a great way to connect together on something different, feel inspired by some of the authors that we are going to read from, and create this community as a part of the Self-Love Collective, aka you guys, our self-love community here at the Self-Love Archives. So let's talk about this book. Warning, there are definitely going to be spoilers about this book. So if you haven't read it yet, put a pin in this, save this episode for later, or if you just want me to spoil it, no problem, no biggie. Keep on listening. Hello. Welcome back to the Self-Love Archives podcast. I'm your host, Julia Salvia, and welcome to the very first episode of Self-Love Book Club. Lots of really fun things happening here in 2026, including our Self-Love Book Club, as I mentioned, as a part of our Self-Love Collective, which is you guys, our self-love community. And I'm super excited to be here with our very first book. And before we jump into it, before I give you all the spoilers, the summary, and my thoughts on this book, I do want to say this is my first time doing this. I've actually never even been a part of a book club because I think most of them have been really focused on fiction. And I am very much someone who wants to read a book to be inspired and to take something away from it. Not that you can't get that from fiction, but there's something about finding books that are rooted in self-love and self-mastery in this case, that I really love for our one choice of a book per month. I really want book club to be the opportunity to connect, to create this community and provide something that you can take with you to become a better version of yourself and to get closer to the highest version of yourself. So as I do these reviews and little chats with you on the last Sunday of every single month of 2026 about our book of the month, I want any and all of your feedback, maybe a way to talk about the book and just highlight a couple of things, or if you want a summary, tell me all the things, and also let me know if there are any forums that you recommend for book club that we can chat on together and talk more about the book. So let's really get into it and let's talk about our book club book of the month of January 2026 called The Mountain Is You: Transforming Self-Sabotage into Self-Mastery by Brianna Wiest. I don't think it's fair to provide like a star or like a rating on nonfiction books. I think it is what you get out of it. And I have to say that this book had me, if I was someone who highlights and like puts post-its and maybe at some point I'll feel the strength and the willpower to actually like touch a book like that. I always feel so bad highlighting directly into a book because I feel like it lowers the value of a book. But of course, in some sense, like I'm keeping this book, it's mine. I can do whatever I want. I think that it would add value to it because then I know exactly what pages to go back to and exactly where to look. So I encourage you to do that. And I hope by the end of this year, you will see me absolutely like I don't even know, annihilating these books to have all of the highlight marks and post-its and writing on them as much as possible. But as I read through this book, I really feel like there was so much to get out of it. And I really think that there isn't even a review or like a rating that I could provide because, as I said, I think that the review and the rating is truly what you get out of the book and what you take away with you. But I really felt like this book specifically took you through self-sabotage in a way that was so realistic and inspiring to the point where you have the ability to go through each chapter and each page of this book and see the nuances of what it takes to get to self-mastery, to put self-sabotage behind you and get to self-mastery. And that is something that I truly loved about this book in general. And I think what a lot of, I guess, like self-care, self-help, self-love books neglect to do is that they don't share the nuances of what it might take to actually get there. One of my absolute favorite quotes from the book was actually on page 168, and it says, "Fear is not going to protect you. Action is. Worrying is not going to protect you. Preparing is. Overthinking is not going to protect you. Understanding is." So the way that that paragraph is phrased is exactly how the entire book is phrased. It's so much about, hey, it's not this, it's this. It's not that, it's this. It's the nuances of actually understanding what specific words mean and how like specific emotions are defined and how specific feelings feel. Because this book is so heavy on emotions. So if you are ready to get emotionally intelligent, if you are ready to work on you, I'm talking the depths of you, to get to where you want to get to where you feel like the entire universe is stopping you from getting to get to the top of the mountain, this is definitely a book for you. My interpretation of this book is essentially that when you are at the bottom of this mountain, the present you, the person that you are in this moment, and you're looking up at everything that is ahead, you're basically seeing the journey, and the journey just goes up, but it is so high. It is so tall. It is full of obstacles and full of all these things, and you don't know what to expect, and you don't know what challenges lie ahead, and you have no idea what's in front of you. You are ready in this moment, in this present moment, to become this elevated version of yourself, to become the highest version of yourself. You are in this predicament right now, this cycle that you feel like you can't get out of, because you are ready for the next level of you. You are ready for change. This mountain, this path, everything that you see above you, this feat that lies ahead, that is your journey to become the next level, the elevated version of you, the highest version of you. And this journey that lies ahead, although you have no idea what it looks like, you don't know if the path up this mountain is easy, hard, you have no idea what lies ahead. The only thing that you do know is that everything that lies ahead is either easy or hard because of you. And that is how I interpret this book and how the mountain is you. So in the beginning, it asks you, what is your mountain? What do you struggle to push through? What do you struggle to get through, to get over, to level up in? That mountain, the mountain in your life, the first thing that came to your head when I asked you that question, when the book asks you that question at the very beginning, that is your mountain. That is where you are self-sabotaging. And that could be many things. It could be one thing. It could be something really, really big. It could be a ton of different things. But whatever that mountain is, whatever comes to your head first, is exactly what is stopping you from getting to the top of the mountain, to getting over the mountain and onto the next part of your life. to getting through the valley. That is your mountain. That is you. To get to the highest version of you, to level up to be her. You know who I'm talking about. Her. You have to change. You have to elevate. You have to move things around. The only way that you are going to become that person is if you change. And I think that's scary. That's terrifying. All of us as human beings are not comfortable with change. That is just something that is part of our biology. That is something that is just a fact. Our bodies do not biologically like change. Sure, we can totally be open to it. And some of us can be more willing to change and more open to change. But the fact is that we don't like it. And it's not because we don't want to necessarily, or that we can't, or that we want to sit in this self-sabotaging behavior. It's just that our bodies want to keep us safe. And something that I think is so amazing that you can do in moments like this, that the book kind of takes you through with tons of detail. But in one sentence, in short, what you can do is remind yourself that you are thankful for your body wanting to keep you safe. And push through and push forward into the things that you need to do to change, to elevate, to level up, to become the highest version of yourself. Self-sabotage is literally every part of you that wants to stay comfortable. That is what our biology wants us to do. It's essentially like a defense mechanism. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, no, that's different than what I'm used to. Hey, I don't know what to expect. That is literally in your biology. And what we can do is recognize that. And rather than sit in comfort, we can say to ourselves, thank you so much, but I am going to be okay with this discomfort for now because I know I'm going to be okay on the other side of it. It's kind of like when you're walking up a hill, in this case, the mountain. It's a little tough walking up, but it's so easy when you walk down. It's so easy when you walk down on the other side. If anything, you go quicker down the other side. You get through going down on the other side. At this point, when we are sitting there at the bottom, or we are sitting somewhere in the middle of this mountain going up, and we are just in this cycle of self-sabotaging ourselves to get to the very top. This is the point, or this is the continuous point you keep coming to, where you have to decide if you are just going to continuously think and continuously visualize this person that you want to be, or if you are actually going to take the actions and do the things that you need to do to get there. Are you going to sit in comfort and be exactly the same person that you are right now in this very moment for the rest of your life? Or are you going to put in the work to level up to be exactly who you have always meant to be? You get to decide that. You get to decide if you want to sit in comfort or if you want to just be a little uncomfortable, just for now, to become the highest version of yourself. I want to read you some things that I wrote down that were just like this mind-blowing sentence. You know when you read one of those sentences and you're like, oh my God, they think this changed my life. There were definitely so many of those in this book. One of them being, honor your discomfort because it is trying to tell you something. Though you cannot change the past, you can shift your perspective of it and change how you are right now in this very moment. It is not brave to say that you love your body only after you've contorted it to be precisely the way you want it to look like. Let that one sink in for you. This leads right into one of the last things that I will share with you because I don't want to give away too much. When you only find happiness and peace after you have fixed every flaw, mastered every challenge, but but have not resolved anything. You have just enforced the idea that you cannot be okay until everything is perfect. Oh my God. So many good quotes and so many things that you would just read and be like, wow, how did she just like put those words together and it just like slapped me across the face like that. But that is like truly how so many parts of this book come to fruition in The Mountain Is You. I think this is such a great read and such an amazing way to start out 2026 with. I am so glad that this is the book we chose for our very first 2026 read. This is going to be a year of letting go of self-sabotage, or stopping the cycle of self-sabotage, and moving into a year where we lean into and embrace our imperfections. And I am so excited to be here doing that with you through the Self-Love Archives, through our Self-Love Collective, through our Self-Love Book Club. And I am so grateful and so excited that you are here to do it with me. And at the end of the year, how cool is it going to be to say that we read 12 freaking books? That's so cool. To go from, I mean, personally, to go from reading like, I don't even think I've read one. Maybe I read one. Like I listened to one on Audible, definitely. But like to say that I physically read a book, 12 books to be exact, is going to be such an amazing thing to say that we did. And most importantly, to say that we did together. Our Self-Love Book Club doesn't stop here just on the podcast. There are all the places in the world where you can leave a comment, leave some information. You can also send me an email at hello@theselflovearchives.com. That is totally okay too. I would love to chat and figure something out so we can really make this into something that both you and I want to be a part of. And this is not just a me bringing something to you. This is something that we're creating together. And I am so, so excited for that. Everything you want to know about our Self-Love Book Club is going to be in the show notes below, so make sure to check it out. And as I said, if you are a local New Jersey resident, or if you want to travel in from other states, I would love that. We are going to have a book club meeting once a month to go over it and just have some girl time, so make sure to check that out. And I want you to know I'm so grateful that you are here. Thank you so, so much for being here, for being a part of it, and I cannot wait to read 12 books with you this year. How amazing. I will see you next week for our very first episode of February of 2026. We are going to be falling in love with ourselves again. It's going to be a good one. I love you. Have the best day, week, month ever. And I'll see you in February.